All right, guys, so this is looking pretty solid. We had a drop, which was hard to determine, but I felt that way. We were going to have a drop. Hard to determine with the nullified card, but in any case, we saw this push in the pre-market. Advised not to chase any rally here. It turns into a failed attempt to break through key resistance, and we have a decline into the open where there's a little bit of some sideways rotation. We have a low here just before the open. And then we have a low here in the first half hour even. That became a low, right? Then we have this little poke to the upside, which is opportunity. I guess there wasn't as much opportunity to open up a long and close it here, but opening up a short position is really what everybody should have been doing in any case. They may feel, and also then there's the ace off of that peak or crest. There's the ace of swords all the way down with a lot of price change as indicated by the ace of swords. So that's where you would have opened up a short and then it's gone to the downside and you open up a long. Now rallying here into the end of the day, we should see a pretty notable drop here from this peak or crest. Pretty significant drop. So if you did open up a long position and it's profitable and you can take a day trade, I would definitely have done that here. And if you haven't, I'd say do it ASAP. You're going to get opportunity in the midst of this decline, hopefully, I think, to close any short position. And in the midst of the decline, like right around the close, it's probably opportunity to open up a long position again in the midst of that decline in anticipation. Hey, Hermes, in anticipation of a notable move to the upside overnight. Huh. Interesting. Trough early in the morning, though, on the 1 month. So far, the monthly's pretty solid. So that could be the low right there for the month. You want to go over here, buddy? I think I'm feeling like this isn't a low. I'm feeling like this now. I'm feeling like this is probably just a really significant trough. Either that or we see a low again. But we should go bullish here. I think what we're topping off with like some fluctuations here, and then probably a high towards the very end of the month as indicated. It's this 26th, the card on the 26th that's really, it's an important crest. It's correlates directly with the theme card. So there's going to be some like really mixed behavior first thing in the morning and like a whipsaw action probably in there that'll probably try and scare you out of a long position. But my sense is that you want to close out of the long position I'd say to be safe, if we gap up as expected and you get opportunity, like a nice profit opportunity first thing in the morning, I'd say take that. If you miss that, don't stress. There's another opportunity midday. I don't know if it's going to be quite as high or if it's going to be higher, but there's another opportunity there midday around like noon or just after noon, somewhere around there. Be careful. It's a big move higher to a distant resistance on a 1-day chart. You want to get out at that distant resistance because it's a failed attempt to break through resistance followed by a decline into a day's low. And there's definitely some scary action going on here first thing in the morning, which actually makes sense because we've got this ruin in this position. This should be in black actually. Sometimes my rules change over time. As far as like how I mark things up because things become more dynamic or there's additional components that we want to be able to display visually. But the reason why we do it like this, and there's a specific markup, is by utilizing the colors and shapes, I'm actually able to read what's happening here on a timeline, utilizing the colors and shapes as kind of like guides for overall energies. It's a visual representation of the energies, and that's what I'm looking at, what the colors and shapes are all about, to create the easiest way to look at everything visually at once and see a pattern that comes out of it. The pattern comes out of it as a meta pattern, or part of a meta pattern, I should say, which is a great pattern. You can't see the whole thing because you're a part of it. But we were definitely on point about this low here on the 6th, early in the day. And you could see early in the day. So I think probably on the 1 month recording, I may not have indicated this as a low. I probably indicated the 20th, 21st as a low. But I'm getting a lot of strong sense of this being a low as well. So it might be that we see the same low twice. Actually, that would make sense because we're crossed with the an attempt to establish support, and that's on like a theme-ish like level, like a broad energy for the overall month. A peak that we move higher through, resistance, stay above it briefly, and then break back down through the same price level with the full retracement. So we should see two lows in actuality. That makes a lot of sense. Although the thing is that I do feel we have a highest high at the end of the month. So we probably do like this poke back to a low, and then we rally to a highest high at the end of the month. The 2024 1-year reading's coming out relatively soon, guys. It just needs some editing. It's all recorded and ready to go. Bitcoin 2024 is coming out as well, just needs some editing. They'll be coming out later this week. So if you haven't subscribed, my friends, do the channel a solid. If you like what you're hearing, if you like what you're seeing, subscribe to the channel. It really helps support the channel. My friends, we're doing most of this for free. Even the parts that we charge are like we're severely undercharging because we want to help people and we want to grow. And what it's really about, I want recognition, guys. You guys know what I did. You see it every day. Sometimes I'm off, but this is clearly the most effective way to predict stock market and crypto chart behavior. There's no denying it. So where's my recognition? Let's get some recognition. I'm tired of the simple life. I want to get out there and I want to show people that the world is bigger than they think it is. Hey, Carolyn. Appreciate the subscription, Carolyn. I saw that come through the other day. SMCI bearish next few days. Let's see. Okay, so there's a decline on Friday that offers opportunity to open up a long position. It looks like out of the decline, it might even continue declining into Monday, but it might not. And out of that decline, there's a fast, sudden move higher. But it's got to be a notable move higher to make an opportunity out of the decline. But that notable move higher then on Tuesday is followed by a decline through multiple support. Wednesday, a near overbought crest or peak that we sell off through multiple supports. Thursday, a key resistance level or key price level is highlighted, and we kind of flatten out. And then On Friday of the following week, we have a failed attempt to break through key resistance, and it'll technicals will make us believe that we're going to break through, but instead we decline through key support that we previously falsely established. That's SMCI, my friends. Appreciate it, Tarot Traders. You know, it was your comment that I actually started editing. So you'll see in August, our August videos are all edited. They're much better quality. I hope I edited them, and it took me forever. So I hope I hope it was worth it, but I think it probably is. So appreciate the feedback there, Tarot Traders. You. Hey April. Hey Vina Priya. It was my birthday on the 4th. Well, happy birthday, April. Or happy coming up birthday. Hmm. Hmm. 11:20. It's about 11:30, right? 11:30-ish. Pointing towards this opportunity and a rally into that. Hey, Proof. Let's see. All right, so we're looking at the Hong Kong index for the month of July overall trend direction. It's looking like 3 pokes through the same price level, or on that kind of a scale, it's 3 pokes through the same resistance level, so it could be on an angle, but it's 3 pokes, and off of the 3rd poke, there's a sharp decline on a multi-day scale for the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. For the Nikkei, in the month of July, overall trend direction for Nikkei, NIKKI, looks like decline that offers opportunity to open up a long position. So it could be a mixed month where it starts off bearish and then turns bullish, or it could be all decline and then the following month we have bullish behavior. Let me see if I can clarify that. Looks like the following month there's a pretty big unexpected move to the upside in the Nikkei. The KOSPI for the month of July, overall trend direction for KOSPI. Sideways rotation, it looks like, or there's a key support level highlighted. It's looking sidewaysy. It's looking kind of sidewaysy. Let me see. Let me break that one down a little bit. So for the KOSPI, first week of July, roughly, is a lot of price change. There's a resistance level highlighted and an opportunity position in both directions. The second week of July, we established support and there's a big move to the upside, followed by the establishment of support at a higher price level. Third week of July, 3 pokes through the same price level, followed by a sharp decline. And then the fourth week of July, out of the decline, there's a fast sudden move higher, marking the end of the decline. So that's kind of like give or take a few days as far as the weeks are concerned. Like you could stretch a week, maybe 10 days in some cases, but that sequence of events will be pretty accurate, pretty mixed, like I was getting right off the bat for it. It's actually kind of annoying to be born on the 4th because people have their plans like 6 months in advance. So I usually end up like celebrating the 4th with like just a few people rather than like having a party or something like that. But I guess it's kind of good for me. I like low key. SPC. So for SPC, we should be seeing sideways fluctuating decline or sideways fluctuations. When it's on this kind of scale, it's sideways fluctuations. But the declines offer opportunity to open up long positions. I mean, that's what the Empress card is about: growth, giving birth to things. And on a chart pattern kind of behavior, it's a sideways fluctuating decline, at least on a 1 day scale chart or like a 1 month kind of scale. It could just be more like fluctuating, but there's a high here. We go from a low here on the 6th, and it looks like there's an important peak or crest, a possible location of a highest high here on the cusp of the 11th, 12th. And then I don't think that these lows over here end up being lowest lows, even though there's possibility of that. I don't think they end up being lowest lows. It's possible that there's actually some highs in here. But the following month of August, we get super bullish, super bullish. It's there's a fast, sudden move higher to the upside. So I think this. I may have read the end of this week here on the 1 month. Might. It's kind of sidewaysy. It's going to fluctuate throughout the month of July, back and forth. On the 1 month for August, we actually pushed the upper end of a range higher. The SPC reading for August is already on our website, Tarot for Traders. FYI, guys, there's people who have access already to August readings because they've got early subscriber access here on the website. It's $29 a month. You can get it right here under SOMeta posts, under our services on our website, tarotfortraders.com. Right here at the top, early access to our posts. Click here to subscribe. It's a good way to support the channel. And it gets you access to all of the stuff that comes out on YouTube throughout the month. It's already like uploaded to our website. And then there's the paid versions for those of you that don't know, where we talk about the best trades that we see. Will the SEC approve Bitcoin's ETF this year or next year or not at all? I got several yeses in a row. I wasn't clear the first time, so I wanted to be clear. Guys, if I skipped you, don't worry. I'm coming back. There's just people that I have to prioritize because they're paid subscribers on our YouTube. By the way, if you're interested in that, that's something you get on our YouTube channel. Uh, right here. Where'd it go? Join, and it's the $50 subscription. All right, so the question was AV's question. Tesla hit 300 next week. Accidentally closed it. Where did it go? There we go. I mean, if it did, it would be around the 13th, but I'm not so sure. That I don't get the sense that it is. Let's see what the cards say. Ugh, I pulled 3 cards. My God. I'm gonna do that over. Sorry. Will Tesla reach 300 next week? I got the prudence card for that. Sort of like a maybe. And then I gotta know. I don't think it's going to 300. No. It's kind of doing like this sideways thing here. And when we look at the 1 year, let's take a look at the 1 year real quick. Yeah, there's a sharp. This is going south. But then there's a lot of price change out of that trough to the upside. Yeah, see at the end of the month out of the trough, we have this yellow correlation here, which is the star card correlation, and it takes us to a high in August. Off of that high in August, there's a lot of price change to the downside, and then we probably have a lowest low or a really significant low for the year there in September. All right, so where were we? SPCE is going to do like sideways fluctuations throughout the month. There's a lot of sidewaysy stuff going on here in July. Siri's talking to me and I don't know what device she's talking to me from. It's so annoying. Sorry guys, just preparing myself for some more work. I'm getting into shorts. All right, so what's the next question here? Will we have seen top for SPY, or will we see a higher high in July or August? And guys, if you're interested in the paid versions, I was saying you go to Esometa Posts. This is the best way to support the channel. Under our services, Esometa Posts. Scroll down to monthly subscriptions. You can get any of these subscriptions, or you could get all of the subscriptions for $250. We may eventually make these these individual subscriptions obsolete, and they'll just be like the $250 for paid versions. But for now, you can get a subscription to any of these, and it really helps support the channel. What you're getting is all of the trades that we see throughout the month, with like the best entries and exits that we see. We're not always right, so you got to trade responsibly. But with that information, you should have a significant edge. All right, so as far as the 1 year. Yeah, so I think it's probably the same high. If it's not the same high, it's going to be slightly higher. But I think it's probably the same high that we saw in June. Oh, actually, yikes. Early high in June. And then another high in July. I think we probably have a higher price level or the same price level, but it's Mercury retrograde. I was going to say in August, but it's Mercury retrograde. Like, there's going to be a rally at the end of July that leads into the high for August. The reason why I think possibly the highest highs already come in for the month, there's a possibility of that. It's because I see a high here and then a high here. And what do we have? We have a high here and then a high here right at the beginning of July. So it's either that's the high or we have a higher high. And when I look at the 1 month for July, it's hard to determine. If this ends up being a lowest low, then I'd say that it's the same high. It's the same high. We already had it. But if this 20th, 21st just ends up being a significant trough and not a lowest low, I'd say we go higher at the end of the month. It's hard to determine. I can't get clearer than that, unfortunately, at this juncture. NVIDIA for tomorrow. NVDA Friday. It's either a decline or it's a pop and drop. One of the two. Monday, we have a failed attempt to break through key resistance on a multi-day scale, followed by a decline through key support. Tuesday, we have out of a decline, a notable move to the upside. There may be some NVIDIA for Friday is going to be Friday the 7th is going to be either a decline or a pop and drop. And then Monday the 10th, is that the 10th? Yeah, Monday the 10th, we have a failed attempt to break through key resistance followed by a decline through key support on a multi-day scale. There may be negative headwinds, like a lot of negative headwinds come out possibly on Tuesday, but we move higher anyways. Either that or out of a decline, we move higher anyways. Either way, it's to the upside on Tuesday, the 11th. On the 12th, there's the completion of a rally. On the 13th, an important price level and volatility kind of like flattens out. And then a decline on Friday. Ooh. Friday the 13th. No, 14th. Friday the 14th. Excuse me. There's a notable decline on a multi-day scale that offers opportunity to open up a long position. That's NVIDIA. See, it might be a double top. Let me see. Netflix tomorrow. So probably have a gap up tomorrow morning. Midday high, and then like we probably move to the downside towards the end of the day. There's an important peak and one important peak on and one important trough on a 1 day kind of scale there. So it's pretty mixed tomorrow. So that gap is going to get filled this month. I'd sense. Let me look at the July reading. I'm not so sure we see 300. Whoops. God, that's annoying. Yeah, we do see we probably do see 300 looking at the 1 year. Tesla's I just got to warn you guys, Tesla is a really difficult one to predict the highs and lows because it's so erratic. It makes such big moves so frequently. It can become difficult to pinpoint the highs and the lows because there's so much back and forth energy, up and down energy stacked on top of each other's the only way I can really describe it, rather than being more like linear. It's really squished together and it becomes difficult to determine direction in certain instances. But so I think we have a trough there, and it looks like I'm pretty accurate when I look at the July Tesla. It's pretty much in line with the 1 year, right? Which is where we have a high on the 13th, or 14th, around there, and then we decline to lows. Probably see the low again on the 25th, and then there's more decline in August. But I think we probably rally out of those lows pretty notably. Like this is rally, 31st is rally, and then it breaks down there. Because the prince of swords and the princess of swords are very like this could be a rally leading into the princess of swords, in the same way that we had the ace of wands here for the S&P and then the princess of wands here with the rally riding into the high for August. But there's a low in there. You got to be careful. There's a lot of back and forth going on. So I think we probably see 300 by September. I think we see 300 by September, but it's tricky, guys, because there's a lot of mixed behavior there, and there's a lot of bearish energy in the month of August, excuse me. Billy Scott, welcome. Will Bitcoin go? Did we already see a low, or will we go lower at 7 p.m. like you said yesterday? Um, Let me see. Is the low in already for Bitcoin? Today's low, anyways. Let me open up a chart too. I want to take a look. I would say your best guide is to revert back to yesterday's video and just look and just rewatch what I said, because those cards are not photographed. They're gone and forgotten. Rather than try and like add extra complexity to the behavior of it by throwing more cards down, better off just looking at the video tomorrow. But my sense is that this is probably the day's low, and we do have decline, like I said, starting around 7, but it doesn't necessarily take us lower today. And when we look at a 1 month of Bitcoin, let's see how we do in Bitcoin for July. Crypto are so much more work because there's so many extra days involved. Oof. It's pretty bullish in July, Bitcoin overall. So do we revisit the low? No, I don't think we revisit the low, the day's low. So it's looking pretty toppy for Bitcoin in July. This is very toppy. We've got a unicursal hexagram energy here as well, which is an indication of like an important kind of peak before we have a decline. The unicursal's here. So we rally probably out of July into August, and there's an August high there where it's advisable not to chase that high. Not there anyways. There may even be like a breakout here around the end of July into August. There may be like a breakout, at least temporarily. It looks like a breakout. Will ADB overall bearish or bullish tomorrow, first half of the day? Looks like it's bullish. The beginning of rally. That's Adobe, guys. Adobe bullish tomorrow. What is that? The 7th? Adobe bullish at least in the morning of the 7th. Will QQQ be consistent with the general SPY prediction in July? Good question. Will QQQ's chart be convergent with the SPY chart for July? That's a negative. What does the QQQ look like for July overall? What is the QQQ's trend direction overall for the month of July? It looks pretty bullish for QQQ in July. We got the wealth card. So establishment of support, prominent move higher on a multi-day scale, and then the establishment of support at a higher price level. Okay, Netflix follow-up. You have Netflix call option swing trades. Is it good to close tomorrow or on the 10th? The call options? When do they expire? And that was for Netflix, right? Yeah. Um, all right, so we want to, sorry guys, Daydreamer. I'm a clear case of adult ADD, like actually existing. I gotta let my dog out. He's gonna go for a walk with somebody. Oh, not here yet. False alarm. On the 7th or the 10th? On the 7th. Yeah, this is a harvest ruin. This indicates taking profits. So you want to take profits here on the 7th. Oh wait, you can't see that. It's on the wrong screen. Sorry. Right, this ruin right here indicates it's a harvest ruin. You want to take profits when you see that ruin. So I would say tomorrow's the day. We should see a rally on a 1-day chart. We should see a rally along a diagonal trend line, probably really early in the day. A fast sudden move higher, ending the rally, and then a breakdown through that diagonal trend line. Looks like. Shop. Overall trend direction for shop. Friday's looking like we pushed to the upper end of a range higher, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Overall bullish. We have a decline on Monday that offers opportunity to open up a long position, and then a rally that commences somewhere on Tuesday. Big move to the upside on Wednesday, big move to the downside on Thursday, and then a breakout to the upside on Friday. That's shop. LRCX. Selling off of a near overbought peak or crest tomorrow for LF. What is it? LRCX. On Monday we have an intentional fake out or shakeout or some sort of misdirection. So be careful on Monday. Tuesday there's a peak or crest that we sell off through support level down to meet a second support level. We break through that one, and then we do a U-shaped reversal, come back and reuse it as support. Wednesday the 12th, the completion of a rally. So there's a bit of a rally out of that U-shaped dip. There's a rally into the 12th, but that rally ends on the 12th. We have a mixed day on Thursday the 13th, and then Friday the 14th we have a prominent move to the upside through key resistance, followed by full retracement of that move back down. But it does look like overall it's going to be bullish for the coming week. And then what's the last one? CF. Significantly bullish on tomorrow on the 7th. Monday we meet an important range when we're bound by an important range on a multi-day scale there on Monday. Tuesday there's an unexpected move to the upside. Wednesday more movement to the upside. Thursday a decline. It's like a sideways fluctuating decline that precedes a rally. Friday we have a decline that offers opportunity to open up a long position on a multi-day kind of scale. That was CF. All right, guys, I'm going to run through the S&P real quick, and then I'm going to roll. You're welcome, Billy Scott. Thanks for watching. How is the October eclipse for Tesla and Bitcoin? There's a peak there. There's a peak there in October, a highest high for Tesla. And Bitcoin. Yeah, it's looking significantly bullish in October for Bitcoin as well. Like that's a pretty bullish month. All right, so let's check out the S&P 500 real quick. Huh. All right, well, there wasn't much of a decline there. Yikes. Well, it may be that we open lower, actually. We may open lower, or we have like a trough here first thing in the morning. There's this mixed behavior here with a peak or crest, but there may be a low in there. There may be opportunity there because we didn't really see this trough here or this decline here that offered opportunity. It's interesting how the arrow takes us from here all the way over to roughly like 10 or 11:30, and you can see right around 11:30 is when we went bullish and created this rally. That offers opportunity to open up a short position, but we didn't have the opportunity to close the short position yet, which gives me the sense that we'll have that opportunity somewhere here on the 7th. But we do have an unexpected move to the upside there on the 7th, first thing in the morning. So be careful with a short position. If you're scared early in the morning, I would say hang tight on that. Because there's probably going to be opportunity. Well, let me take a look at the 1 month real quick, just to be certain of that. Now, there will be opportunity first thing in the morning on the 7th, I think. There's opportunity there. That's going to be a significant point. And you want to get out of a short position there if you got into one in the midst of this rally, and prepare yourself with the long position. I would do the long position. It's really going to be mixed tomorrow. There's a lot of mixed behavior. Like there's a trough in here and a peak in here, and then a decline to a low, and then a big move to another peak. There's a lot of mixed behavior here. I would say you could probably get into, just be mindful of as far as the chart, the day's energy on the day's chart. Be mindful. Are you at a peak, or are you or are you in like the midst of what could be a low? If it looks like a good opportunity around noontime, I would say take the opportunity to open up a long position. If it doesn't look like a good opportunity there, it looks like a good opportunity to close one because there's a big move there. You might get both, but it's going to be mixed. I would look for opportunity to get into a long position and close a short position tomorrow wherever possible in anticipation of this really big move to the upside. First thing in the morning. We might open lower, though. It's hard to say. There's a cross-street incongruency there. I think we probably open higher, or there's a big move to the upside first thing in the morning there. And that's the S&P 500 for the 7th and moving into the 8th. With that said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to follow that rule of karma. Super, super important. You do that here on a resources tab of our website, Tarot for Traders, where we ask that you donate 5% of the profits from the information on this channel forward to one of these charities. 5% of the profits back to the channel here. Guys, if everybody that made money in the stock market took some of that money and put it towards one of the issues destroying our planet right now, we would change the world. So let's do that, right? Take 5%, send it forward, 5% backwards as a thank you, and then make sure to spend that 90% out of love. Make sure to make that karma positive, my friends. Stack those karma chips, and the universe is going to send it back to you tenfold for following those rules.